Hi everyone, my name is Rhonda and I am a PhD student in reading education and language arts at Florida State University. And I'm presenting my poster entitled Supporting Open Science, Archiving Data to Facilitate Data Sharing. This poster explains an overview of the data archiving process and how it is related to the principles of open science. A movement toward open science has been growing in the last few years, especially in the field of education research. Cook and colleagues argued in 2018 that open science is beneficial for special education research as a way to improve the quality of research and the policy and procedures that are built upon that research. Van Dyke and colleagues state that open science principles in education research are important for building trustworthiness and replicability and allowing for more complex research into issues surrounding individuals with learning disabilities. Because one goal of the open science movement is to increase trust in research results, open data is one of its key tenets. Open data is typically accomplished through the archival of data on a data repository. This has also become a requirement of many funding agencies such as IES and NIH. In order to simplify this process, there are a few steps and procedures that we learned along the way of completing the data archival process for two large randomized controlled trials. So these steps were split into 3 time periods over the life of a research project: before data collection starts, during data collection, and after data collection is complete. Often, data management plans are submitted with a grant application. These are a good starting point. If one was not submitted, this is a great place to start thinking of how data will be shared even before data collection has begun. Another key piece is to identify who the point person overseeing the data archival process will be. They will need to keep track of many moving pieces and be able to bring them all together at the end of the process. It helps to have this person delegating and tracking tasks as they are complete so that tasks are not duplicated or overlooked. Charts identifying data collection pieces, site timelines, and the beginnings of the consort chart are all also helpful to create during the before data collection period, so they can be referred to and updated throughout the life of a project. A last very important item to remember before data collection starts is to verify that there is a statement about data sharing in the informed consents of your study. During the data collection process, the data archival team shifts their focus to tracking data as it is collected and verifying that the data that is collected is listed on data collection charts, as well as any data that is listed on the chart was actually collected. A master data spreadsheet can be very helpful in this situation. As things change throughout the project, the team's role is also to update the documents to reflect the process accurately. This is also a good time to identify a data repository if it has not already been identified. After data collection is complete is where the data archival process kicks into high gear. Data sets are compiled and checked to verify that they are de-identified and able to be used by others. At a glance, documents such as the site timeline chart and the data collection chart that are pictured here will be used to help create a user guide that will accompany the data sets on the data repository. There is also a sample table of contents for a user guide pictured on the poster. Data dictionaries and codebooks will also need to be finalized and evaluated for user friendliness. After analyses are complete and the primary paper is published, is the typical time for data to be archived. There are a few takeaways that we learned throughout this process. Completing the task throughout the life of the project makes the data archival process at the end simpler and cleaner. It helps prevent overlooking missing pieces and or forgetting to include key information. The greater the details that are shared about the project and the cleaner the data sets, the more likely it will be used by other researchers. This benefits both the original author and those using the archived data. Because the data will have its own DOI, it will create citations for the original authors whenever it's used. It also allows others to replicate the original findings, which supports the trustworthiness. Data archival also can support equity in research by allowing earlier under-resourced scholars to access larger and more complex data sets than they typically could. Data sharing through the process of data archival is one important part of the open science movement that has the potential to benefit many people in many different ways. Thank you for attending my poster presentation and allowing me to share some of the lesson we learned in this process. Please feel free to contact me with any further questions or comments that you may have. I appreciate your time.